working super hard on a makeup tutorial show. She was teaching smoky eyes to folks out there who really wanted to know when some freaky deaky science stuff only understood by nerds zapped her into old radio shows, the kind you might never have heard. Now she should probably be trying to get out, but Madison, she's having fun, living an old-time radio life. Our explanation is done.
Madison is on the air. Good evening, friends. This is Edward October from OctoberPod AM, the retro horror podcast for bold individualists. I am your host for this year's Halloween episode of Madison on the Air. Let me welcome you once more to the Inner Sanctum. You may recall another episode of this old-time radio show we featured in July. The original program was an anthology horror series, and what better time to bring it back than at Halloween? One of the show's first forays into the macabre was an adaptation of the Edgar Allan Poe short story, The Telltale Heart.
Short story? I thought it was a poem. Nevermore.
You're, thinking of The Raven.
No, the one where the guy killed his wife and sealed her up in the wall with the black cat?
That was The Black Cat.
No, you know, the one where the entire house falls down.
Fall of the House of Usher?
No, with the pit and the pendulum and the guy's in jail because no one expects the Spanish Inquisition.
Okay, that's Monty Python.
What were we talking about?
The Telltale Heart, of which you are going to play the central character.
Really? Me? But aren't all of Edgar Allan Poe's narrators highly flawed, cruel, and near madness?
And some are alcoholic. I don't know why they thought of you.
Seriously? I mean, hey.
We'll catch up with you in a few moments, Madison, as soon as I finish setting up the scene.
You bring a bottle of vodka to one dentist appointment and everyone labels you an alcoholic.
Now to our story. This version was adapted for radio in 1941, and then we got a hold of it in 2024. So if it isn't quite the Poe story you remember, good. We still might be able to spook you. This telling is of a woman who could hear not only every sound on Earth, but, even things that don't exist. So turn down your lights, call in a friend or neighbor to keep you company, and listen to Madison Standish in The Telltale Heart. It's early evening. The sun is just setting behind a range of low hills. On top of the nearest hill is a huge, rambling building surrounded by park-like grounds. A road winds from its gates down to the little village below. Down this road comes a woman. She's tall, gaunt, her hair snow white. She's so busy with her thoughts that she doesn't see the petite, young blonde woman who sits along the roadside. She's just about to pass her.
Oh, good evening.
Sup?
Nice evening, isn't it?
Nice? That is a major understatement. It is amazing! Like Taylor Swift front row tickets sharing a plate of extra cheesy nachos with Selena Gomez. Amazing!
You don't say.
Girl, you have no idea what it's like to feel as if you've come back from the dead. Or can you? You look north of 50.
I have not come back from the dead.
Undead?
I'm very much alive and 46 years old.
Damn! I forgot how much older everyone looks in the past. Probably because kids start smoking at like 5.
Good day.
Wait, I'm sorry. Totes didn't mean disrespect. I'm just having a blog-worthy day. You know what I mean?
Indeed. How so?
Okay, get this. My name is Madison Standish, and I have a podcast. Madison on the Air. Ever heard of it?
Can't say that I have.
No biggie. We have a small but loyal following. Hi, everybody. Love you. And, watch the attitude, 2 years ago, I went into total deafness. Like out of nowhere. One day I could hear my phone alerts. The next day, all I could feel was the vibrations.
What a pity.
I know. A podcaster who can't hear? It's like dying. Or worse, like dying and knowing you're dead. I went to doctors, but they couldn't do anything for me. HMOs, ugh. Finally, one of them referred me to the doctor up on the hill there.
Dr. Adair?
Yeah, I was with him for 6 months, and now, hello operator, give me number 9. I can hear.
He cured you?
Straight up. Listen, take a minute, clear your mind, and listen real hard. Tell me what you hear.
Nothing very much. The wind, the birds.
Birds, the wind, lame. Do you know what I can hear? I could hear the grass growing, the sap rising in the trees. I could hear the stars farting high above the earth.
Farting?
Okay, maybe not the scientific term, but stars are giant balls of hot gas.
Right.
Point being, I can hear things that no one has ever heard before. So, circling back to OG question, most amazing evening ever.
Yes, Madison, but I already knew why it was amazing.
Amazing.
Amazing. I knew before you told me. See, I just left the place up on the hill myself.
For reals?
My name is Olive Sheridan. When I was taken there, I was blind.
Oh, I noticed your eyes were jacked, but I just thought that was old lady eye or something.
I'm only 46.
Hey, my generation will be blind by 30 with our entire formative years staring at screens.
In any case, we've both left the doctor's care today. And with night approaching, where do you plan to go?
Well, I've been thinking about that for the last couple weeks, actually. I figure I should go someplace sort of quiet until I get acclimated to hearing again. All I can handle right now is star farts.
Did you have a place in mind?
From my hospital window, I could see an old sawmill.
Yes, it's deep in the woods, deserted. There's moss on the water wheel, and the door hangs open by one hinge.
Dude, you can see it from here?
My eyes have become as good as your hearing. You thinking of living there?
Well, if it's deserted, squatter's rights, you know? You want to come with?
Yes. Yes, I could do that.
Great! It should be just up this road. Come on! You know, between my super hearing and your super vision, we could help people, like superheroes.
Superheroes?
Or destroy people like supervillains. I could go either way. This way, Olive, up this path. I can hear the water that runs past the sawmill. Oh, and apparently it's frog mating season. Get a room, you horny toads.
Bossy. Oh, bossy.
Someone's coming.
Looks like he's looking for something.
Good evening. I'm trying to find my cow. Have you seen her?
Man, I hate it when you accidentally leave the front door open and your cow runs out.
What kind of a cow is she?
A brown and white one with a crooked horn.
Have you checked the local animal shelters for stray cows?
No, my field is just up the road. I thought she might have come this way.
Hang on. I hear her. Nope, that's still the frogs.
Frogs?
Wait, I got her. She's grazing in a field on the other side of the woods.
How can you hear her? That's almost a mile from here.
I have good ears. I'm like the bionic woman.
That field belongs to the squire. How did she get there?
You think someone took her?
It's the squire's land, but he's the richest man around here. Why should he have taken my cow?
Rich people stay rich by never spending their own money on anything.
Wait a minute. Yes, I do see someone with your cow. He's just leaving her.
You can see that? Right through the woods?
I have good eyes.
She's got eyesight like the $6 million man.
Why do you keep making those odd noises?
When talking about the $6 million man or the bionic woman, you do the sound effects. This is common knowledge.
Who's with Bossy? What's he like? Is he tall, wearing a brown jacket?
Yes.
I knew it. It's the squire. He's trying to steal my cow. I better go get her. Thank you very much.
Teamwork! Oh, I love it! You and me working together can totes help people.
I saw what he wanted me to see.
What do you mean?
He hates the squire because the squire is rich and he's poor.
Then you didn't see the squire with his cow?
He wanted to believe it, so I confirmed it for him.
So, instead of him taking responsibility for his own part in his cow getting lost, you gave him someone else to blame for it?
Sure.
That's very right-wing politics of you. Guess we're going super villains then, huh? Okay, not exactly a 5-star hotel, or even a motel off a 2-lane highway 100 miles from anything that could call itself a city, but it's quiet.
The waterfall dulls any outside noise.
Like a sound machine. Or one of those meditation videos on YouTube that you get all relaxed to, and then suddenly it bursts in with an ad for Dodge Trucks Ramped Up.
I like it. It's just the way I knew it would be, too. Dark and dank, the home of rats and spiders. We'll be happy living here with them.
Okay, I am not one of those girls who gets all wigged out over rats or spiders, but then I usually have a cat around to make sure they keep to their own side of the house.
I like them because they're like me. Rats see in the dark and spiders spin webs.
I get the rat vision thing, but gonna need some clarification on the spinning webs.
They trap and destroy life.
All right, sounds like you got some plans moving forward from your hospital stay.
You think I'm evil, don't you?
I am not judging. You're talking to a girl who once got a report card that said, average performance on assignments, could participate more in class, probably evil.
Well, I don't think it's a good world. I was blind. Did anyone care that I was? No. I could never love people. In fact, I hate them.
Yikes. Maybe enroll in some anger management classes? Or cooking classes. Gets out your anger, and you go home with cupcakes.
What's that thumping sound?
I think it's a bird. Yeah, look, a sparrow flapping its wings. Aw, he got himself stuck inside. Poor little thing looks scared trying to get out of the glass window.
Is it hurt?
I think so. I'm gonna try and catch him so he doesn't hurt himself any worse. Come on, birdie, birdie. I'm not gonna hurt you.
You're scaring it more.
Well, I'm not a cat. Catching a bird isn't exactly in my wheelhouse. Ah, got it. Oh, looks like he injured one of his wings.
Here, let me see. Perhaps we can put a splint on it and heal it.
You know how to put a splint on a tiny sparrow wing? You moonlight as an avian vet?
Hand him to me and find a small twig I can use.
Okay, but be gentle. He's still really scared.
I will.
Olive! What the actual F are you doing?
Doing?
Blood! You just crushed the sparrow!
Why, so I have.
You killed it on purpose! The Audubon Society is gonna have your ass for breakfast. Do you think the Audubon Society eats eggs?
You think I did it deliberately. We all have some badness deep inside us. Even you. Here you are, ready to believe the worst of me, that I'd wantonly crush a harmless little sparrow to death.
Well, you did!
You know, there's something in your face. Something that wasn't there before.
Utter shock and horror?
Maybe we should both retire to bed.
Yeah, okay. But I'm going upstairs. You stay down here.
Fine by me.
Jeez, I gotta do a better job of vetting my roommates. It wasn't that she'd been blind, you know. I don't have any prejudice against differently abled people.
Of course. Why, I once saw you help a woman with her groceries, and she had brunette hair.
She really could have used some highlights.
So, you're upset that Olive killed the sparrow.
Well, let's just say I'm not gonna bring home any pets.
What did she mean, do you think, when she said she saw something in your face that wasn't there before?
I don't know. Her eyes are kind of creepy with that blue film over them, like some sort of vulture or something.
How distressing it must be for you after you were in such a good mood earlier when you left the hospital.
I know, right?
So, now you have to kill her.
What?
She's evil. You said it yourself.
No, I didn't. She said, "You think I'm evil, don't you?" I never called her evil.
Then she killed that hapless bird.
Yeah, but with the broken wing, it probably would have died anyway, so maybe she saved it from suffering?
You have to kill her, not because you want to, but in order to keep Olive from spreading hate and evil.
I could just move out.
She saw it in your face.
Saw what?
Death.
Maybe I just need to exfoliate.
Yes, killing her is the only solution.
Okay. Maybe in a couple days I'll... Now?
With her amazing eyesight, don't you think it would be easier in the dark?
I guess.
Go on, then. Go murder her in cold blood.
All right. Man, this Poe stuff is dark.
Well, friends, you still want me to go on with the story of the Telltale Heart? Horror is a great deal of fun, isn't it? Especially in October. Now back to Madison Standish in her version of the Inner Sanctum adaptation of Edgar Allan Poe's classic story, The Telltale Heart. It's a little later that same evening. Madison is sitting in the upper story of the old deserted sawmill, waiting and listening.
Now I can hear her downstairs getting undressed. Oh, pulled a button off her shirt. Crossing the room, sitting on the bed. Wait, standing up again. Damn it, woman, would you just go to sleep? Okay, lying down. Not asleep yet. I'll be able to tell when I hear her heartbeat slow down. Ugh, this is not the capacity for which I expected to use my super hearing powers. But if I do kill her, I might still be able to get into the Justice League. Batman kills people, like, all the time. Oh, there she goes. She's asleep. All right, let's do this. Jeez, why is it when you try to walk quietly, that's when your footsteps sound like a herd of elephants stomping across the room? Although, fun fact, elephants have padding on their feet, so they actually walk with near silence. Why am I telling myself that? I need to shut up and concentrate. Let's hope you're a sound sleeper there, Olive. Wait a second. I haven't thought about how I'm going to kill her. Most women prefer to kill with poison, but they cleaned me out of all my good stuff when I checked into that hospital. I guess we're going to have to go with weapon of opportunity. Okay, here's her bedroom. Ooh, she's using an old sack for a pillow. I could smother her with that. There we go. Problem solved.
Who's that? Who's there? There is someone there. I can see you. It's Madison.
Damn! You really can see in the dark like rats.
I know you've come to kill me.
Yeah, I kind of have to. Hey, since you're up, could you hand me your pillow so I can smother you with it?
No.
See? It's this unhelpful attitude of yours that makes me have to kill you.
No. Please.
Ah, come on. Don't struggle like that. I'm stronger than you.
Stop.
Why does this feel familiar? Do you ever get deja vu?
Stop it.
Can't place it.
Oh, that noise. Do you hear it, friends? It's her heart beating, pounding, driving the blood through her veins.
You're enjoying this.
I host a horror podcast. I die for this stuff.
Speaking of dying, could you shut it for a sec? I'm losing my concentration over here.
You know, if you're going to smother someone, you have to keep the pillow over their face for at least 3 to 4 minutes.
Do you want to do this?
They won't let me.
This would go a lot smoother if you'd stop squirming.
Ah, her heart is beating more slowly now. Slower and fainter, running down like a tired clock. Yes, you can hardly hear it now. Just a faint, throbbing murmur.
Is she dead yet?
Yes, the beating heart has stopped. She's dead.
Olive, listen, I didn't want to do it, but I had to. Right, Ed? It was inevitable.
She was only interested in hurting people. That's why you had to do it.
There you go. Justifiable homicide. And that's why I'm not going to give myself up or confess or anything. Because I can still help people with my super hearing, which I'll start doing in the morning.
Where are you going?
Back to bed.
What about the body?
It's not going anywhere.
Don't you think you should at least hide it? What if someone were to come by?
At this time of night, to what everyone in town presumes is an abandoned sawmill?
I'm not trying to tell you how to do your murder, but I think body disposal should be handled sooner than later.
Fine. Toss her in the river?
She'll be found at first light. Don't forget the farmer saw you two together.
Oh, yeah. Bury her then, huh?
The ground is pretty hard this time of year.
Well, what then?
Don't ask me. That's your responsibility.
You were all about me murdering her, and now you won't even help me with the body dump?
Sorry. I'm just the host.
This how you treat people on your show?
No, this is how I treat you on your show.
Real nice.
Well, look around. What options do you have in this room?
It's too dark. Could you at least help me by turning on the light?
There's no electricity. It's an abandoned sawmill, and it's 1843.
A candle, then?
How about this lantern?
If it's not too much trouble. It's just a big empty room. There's no way I could hide a body in here. What? Are you getting impatient? I'm trying to think of something. Dude, you're making this harder by jumping and making noise on these old wooden floorboards. What is your problem?
The floor. Pull up the floorboards and bury her under the floor.
Under the floorboards?
Yes.
Nah, that'll never work.
There's a crowbar right over here.
I don't need a crowbar now. But where were you when I had to use that stupid pillow?
To pull up the floorboards. Like this.
Hey, those boards are coming up pretty easy.
Now, throw her body in there.
She's kind of heavy.
Fine. Hold the crowbar. There. Now put the boards back.
But those are rusty nails. What if I cut myself and get tetanus?
You're not going to get... All right. I'll put the boards back.
Ooh, that one's crooked. I don't know. It's not very convincing. The floor looks like it's been disturbed.
I'll kick some dirt over it. There.
Perfect. You do good work.
Oh, thank you.
Who could that be? There's somebody outside with a lantern. What should we... Host guy? Way to bail on me, Edward. Yeah, what?
I'm sorry. Am I interrupting something? I thought I heard yelling.
Nothing a new host couldn't fix.
Ah, I see. May I come in?
No. Who the hell are you?
I apologize. I haven't introduced myself. My name is Trent. I'm the town constable.
A cop? What do you want? Unless you could show documented ownership of this property and a legally filed eviction notice, I am not trespassing.
Oh, no, it's nothing like that. I just thought I'd drop in and say hello.
At midnight?
It's a weird time of night to be visiting, but I saw your light on, and I'd heard there were some strangers living out here, so I thought I might, well...
See if I was running a meth lab?
Just investigate the new arrivals. May I come in?
Okay. But make it quick. I want to get back to bed. Not that I need my beauty sleep. All of this gorgeousness was created from 3 hours a night in a combination of Starbucks and Red Bull.
I promise I won't keep you long. I'd heard in town there were strangers living here, but you're not a stranger.
I'm not?
You've been around here for some time, haven't you? Up at Dr. Adair's place on the hill, I mean?
Somebody's done his homework.
Yes. And your friend, where is she? Sleeping?
Friend? I don't have any friends. I mean, I have friends, just not here, in the 1800s. I got a ton of friends in the 2020s. They're just not, born yet.
Indeed.
What I mean to say is, I'm alone here.
You mind if I look around?
Knock yourself out.
Not that I should doubt your word or anything like that.
Hey, calm Cops aren't supposed to trust anyone. That's part of your job description, right? Suspicious until proven unsuspicious?
Something like that. Well, certainly no sign of anyone else.
Told ya.
Yes, you did. Now, if you don't mind, I'll just sit down here for a minute and smoke a pipe.
I absolutely do mind. You're not just gonna come into somebody's house and light up.
Why not?
Because I don't want to breathe your secondhand smoke, 1840s.
Oh, I apologize. Is it all right if I just sit for a while? I've been walking my beat all night.
Yeah, but maybe not right there.
You don't want me to sit here?
The floor looks a little unstable there. You know, this is an old abandoned sawmill. Floor might give out from under you, and I don't want a lawsuit.
Well, it seems strong enough to hold me.
Okay, swim at your own risk.
So, do you plan to stay here long?
Dude, the bouncing leg thing is super annoying.
Bouncing leg?
I can't stand it when people sit down and start bouncing their leg like that. I broke up with a guy in the middle of his cousin's wedding because he wouldn't stop bouncing his leg.
Bothers you that much, does it?
As it would any normal person. Yet I'm the one who ruined the ceremony.
Oh, I apologize.
What's that?
What's what?
It's like a throbbing or something, like a club beat.
I don't hear any noise like that.
How can you not? It sounds like when you live in an apartment and your neighbors start blasting music at 3 a.m. and all you get is the bass line.
Aside from the waterfall outside, I really don't hear anything unusual.
You seriously don't hear that beat?
It is late. Perhaps you're tired.
Don't condescend me. Maybe I am tired. Tired of your face.
Maybe if you just sit down and...
I don't want to sit. I want to walk.
You have gotten yourself into a state. Is there anything the matter?
Maybe that I have a cop in my living room at midnight?
Look. There's no need to get so excited.
I'm not excited. I'm perfectly calm and quiet.
I would say you're the opposite of perfectly calm and quiet.
I know what you're doing.
Doing?
Yeah, sitting there, pretending you haven't heard, making me listen to it, getting louder and louder.
I really don't hear...
All right, I admit the deed. I killed her. I killed her. Tear up the planks. Her body is right underneath you, under the floor. And that noise you hear is her heart. It is the beating of her hideous heart.
Hello, Dr. Adair.
Oh, Constable, hello. Well, did you find them?
Yes, Doctor.
Oh, I'm glad.
Some of my boys will be bringing the other one, Olive, along in a little while.
Bringing her? Something the matter with her?
Well, sort of. They were in the old sawmill by the river. Madison had evidently tried to kill Olive, but she hadn't done a good job of it. She nailed her up underneath the floor, and when we got Olive out, she was unconscious. She's still pretty weak.
I see.
Here comes one of my officers with Madison now. Over here, Roberts.
Yes, sir.
This is most distressing.
I understand.
Here she is, Doc.
Now, turn her around so that she's facing me. That's it. Well, hello, Madison.
Oh, hey, Doc. I didn't think they'd bring me back here.
Constable Trent?
Not now, Roberts.
Madison, why did you run away from here yesterday afternoon?
I didn't run away. I left. I was cured.
Cured?
Well, cured or not, I was over my allotted days for inpatient hospital stays, so hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back to next year when your benefits are set. Hit the road, Jack.
And tell me what happened to Olive?
Constable Trent!
Whatever you have to say, Roberts, it can wait.
That was wrong. I know it was wrong, but I had to do it.
You had to do it?
The host made me.
Host? What host is this?
Edward October from OctoberPod AM. He said Olive was evil and was going to hurt people, and I had to stop her.
You know, it's strange, Constable. 2 women, both mental cases because of a sudden affliction. But while Olive's blindness made her hate, Madison's deafness filled her with love for all mankind.
Deafness? You mean she's deaf? But when you talk to her, she answers you.
Yes, she reads lips. That's why I had you turn her around so she was facing me. But she's stone deaf. She will never hear again.
Don't talk about me like I'm not here.
Now, don't get agitated.
I'm not deaf. I can hear better than everyone. I can hear the grass growing, frogs humping, stars farting.
Come along now. We should get you inside.
I even heard the beating of Olive's heart after I'd killed her.
Madison, Olive is not dead. You did not kill her.
What? I didn't?
No, you only thought you did.
Are you sure? I mean, I took extra care to make sure she was dead.
She's going to recover and be just fine.
Seriously?
Now, let's go inside.
Constable, Madison cannot be permitted to stay here.
Why not? She'll get the care here she needs.
But Olive Sheridan is dead.
What'd he say?
No, she's not. I pulled her out from under the floorboards myself.
Yes, sir, but then you went to town to report finding the women.
After I secured Madison with rope, yes.
Not that secure, sir.
What are you saying, Roberts?
She got out of the rope, sir.
So, what happened to Olive?
You dismembered the corpse? You cut off the head and the arms and the legs?
That's what he did in the original Edgar Allan Poe story.
But how did you even manage that?
We were in a sawmill.
I can't believe you did that.
I could still hear her heart beating, so I figured I had to finish the job.
Not for this episode of Inner Sanctum. No one was actually supposed to die. Oh, the censors are going to have a field day.
Well, what kind of horror anthology does Edgar Allan Poe and then ends it without a bloody murder? I'm sure that would have totally let the audience down.
But no one had to die. The Telltale Heart is a story of a person's guilty conscience getting the better of them. The point could still be conveyed if you just thought you'd murdered her.
But I don't feel guilty.
You killed someone.
You laid out a very rational reasoning for why she had to die.
I was just trying to keep the story moving along.
You're gonna need to tell that to the cops.
Edward October, we know you're in there.
I can't go back to prison.
I won't have to. Pleading insanity.
October, we'll give you one last chance to open this door, and then we're coming in.
I gotta get back to my own podcast.
He's making a break for the back door!
Robert, take your men around the back. Yes, sir.
Well, looks like we're ending this Halloween episode without a host. I hope you enjoyed our version of Inner Sanctum's adaptation of Edgar Allan Poe's The Telltale Heart. I wasn't exactly a Boris Karloff, but Sharon Grunwald got to die on our show again. Hey, Sharon! How many times does that make now?
5. 3 I was murdered, 2 I was the killer and put to death.
Always great killing you, Sharon!
Well, you write killer scripts.
Thank you, everybody, for listening, and a big thanks to Edward October from OctoberPod AM. You should definitely check out his show if you love horror. And happy Halloween! Inner Sanctum, also known as Inner Sanctum Mystery, is a horror anthology show which ran on the NBC Blue Network from 1941 to 1952. The original series had 527 episodes, but less than 200 of those shows have survived to today. You may remember our other Inner Sanctum episode from earlier this year, Till Death Do Us Part, which featured a host alongside the Lipton spokeswoman, Mary. This pairing started after 1945, when the original host left to serve in the Army. Our Telltale Heart episode was from the show's first year in 1941. Inner Sanctum boasts a myriad of amazing guest stars, including Boris Karloff, Peter Lorre, Burgess Meredith, Agnes Moorehead, Bela Lugosi, Frank Sinatra, and Orson Welles, just to name a few. Hey everybody, it's Madison. Thank you so much for listening. We are a super indie audio drama and are just starting out on Patreon. Right now, for $5 a month, that's only $60 for the whole year. We're offering exclusive content like the return of Madison's Mad Facts, Friday trivia, access to Madison's blog, and behind-the-scenes stuff with much more to come. Link in the show notes. But we know subscriptions can add up. So hey, if you could just spread the word about our show, like on social media, that would mean so much to us too. Okay, you guys. guys. Thank you. And now, here's Jeremy doing his best Peter Lorre for our Halloween credits. Take it away, Jeremy.
Madison on the Air was written and produced by Chrissy Tallon Sage, with music composition and audio engineering by Jeremy Sage. The role of Madison Standish was played by Chrissy Tallon Sage. Our special guest host was Edward October. Other members of the cast include Sharon Gruenwald as Olive Sheridan, Jerry Kokich as Constable Trent, Scott R. McKinley as Dr. Adair, Bran Peacock as the farmer, and Jeremy Sage as Officer Roberts.